All right, let's talk about some recent notable top 30 visits, Jadeveon Clowney rumors, Michael Irvin weighing in on Tyreek leaving Mahomes for Tua, Kyler Murray drama, and much more. But first, how about those? What's up, everybody? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall. So make sure to sub if you're new, hit that like button, and let's get into this news. But first, look at this shirt. How sick is this shirt? Breaking T just sent me this. It's the first shirts that have ever been sent to me free of charge. So shout out to breakingt.com. And if you want shirts like this or any of the other ones I basically wear in my videos, go to breakingt.com/HBTC. It's my affiliate link. It's in the description and you can get some merch and I get a kickback. It's a way you can support the channel. From there, let's move on. The Chiefs recently hosted wide receiver Christian Watson on a top 30 visit. He's one of the fastest receivers in the draft and is a bigger build, 6'4" and 207 pounds, which is lining up in the direction the Chiefs seem to be going with wide receivers lately. And a lot of mock drafts have shown the Chiefs actually taking him at 29 or 30. According to the KCSN draft guide, Watson is ranked high as a fit for the Chiefs and could be a speedy X receiver for us, which we need an X receiver pretty badly. He has a lot of the same physical gifts that McCole Hardman has, but a couple things to note about Hardman. He is a free agent next season and is only 5'10". So my question is, if he falls to 29 or 30, would the Chiefs take him? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts there. Another player that recently visited KC is Alabama's Jameson Williams. Yeah, he shared this photo on his IG story yesterday, I believe. And shout out to Charles Goldman from Chiefs Wire for catching this. So yeah, it looks like he's in KC for a visit. He is one of, if not the best, deep threat in this draft class and may be the closest receiver in the draft to what Tyreek Hill was. But honestly, I do not think it's going to matter here because he's projected to go much earlier than pick 29 or 30 in round 1, and that's even with a recently repaired ACL that he tore back in January. So unless the Chiefs trade up for him, they are not getting him more than likely, and I do personally feel that is a risk for the Chiefs to trade up for a player that's recently injured. That's risky to me. What do you guys think about that? Just imagine, though, if he did fall to us. That would be pretty crazy. Sam Monson says on Twitter, if the league allows the Chiefs to draft Jameson Williams after trading away Tyreek Hill, it deserves to be blowtorched by Patrick Mahomes for the next few years. I don't think it's going to happen, but it is certainly fun to think about. And then NFL Analysis Network is another place that has linked Jadeveon Clowney to the Chiefs. As you all know, we still need some help with our D-line, particularly in the edge position, and Clowney is still currently a free agent. He had 9 sacks and 53 total pressures last season with the Browns, so I'm sure the Browns would like to have him back, but he's played on a different team 4 seasons in a row, so who knows where he may really end up. Kenneth Teep from NFL Analysis Network says, if he moves on from Cleveland, one team to keep an eye on is the Chiefs. The Chiefs have some newfound cap space after trading Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins, and many believe they will use it to shore up their defense. Adding Clowney to the front 7 would allow the Chiefs to leave Chris Jones in the middle of their defense where he is most dominant. He would provide a presence on the edge and help bolster a pass rush that at times was very quiet outside of Jones. Given the arms race that occurred in the AFC West this offseason, Clowney signing there as well would be the cherry on top. He would be the 4th high-profile edge defender to join the division this offseason as the LA Chargers traded for Khalil Mack, the Raiders signed Chandler Jones, and the Broncos signed Randy Gregory. So yeah, will this happen? I don't know. He's 29 years old and Brett Veach seems to hate old people, but he would be a valued addition if he stayed healthy and played like he did last year in Cleveland. I think he's at least worth considering and bringing in for a visit at this point. Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments down below. And then Patrick Mahomes' contract continues to be an outlier here in the NFL. Let's talk about some of these other QB contracts and look at why his contract is a bit different. Josh Allen did sign a 6-year extension with the Bills in August that includes $150 million guaranteed and can be worth up to $258 million. The guaranteed money ranks third among all QBs behind Watson at $230 million and Aaron Rodgers at $150.7 million per over the cap. Prior to Watson's pact with Cleveland, the largest fully guaranteed deal for a quarterback was Kirk Cousins' 3-year $84 million contract with the Vikings in 2018. Now, Patrick Mahomes has the largest total contract in the NFL at $450 million over 10 years, but his deal is an outlier because most QBs don't want to commit for that long because it can limit their negotiating leverage. Mahomes and Allen are currently the only QBs signed past the 2026 season, and I did read that the Chiefs may possibly look at reworking their deal with Mahomes in 2027 based on how his contract works, but it's still interesting to think about a 10-year deal, and Mahomes recently said he wanted to be in Kansas City for life. So hey, you love to hear that. And then former Chiefs wide receiver Sammy Watkins is signing a 1-year deal with the Green Bay Packers. It's worth up to $4 million. This will be his 5th NFL team since 2014 when he was drafted 4th overall by the Buffalo Bills. Watkins, 28, spent 3 seasons with the Chiefs before spending last season as a member of the Baltimore Ravens. As a Chief from 2018 to 2020, he recorded 129 catches for 1,613 yards and 8 TDs. He was the team's most productive receiver during the 2018 and 2019 playoff runs. And in the 2019 AFC title game against the Tennessee Titans, Watkins had 7 catches for 114 yards and a 60-yard TD to all but seal it. And in Super Bowl 54, his 38-yard catch over San Francisco 49ers cornerback Richard Sherman set up the go-ahead score. In 2020, Watkins missed the Chiefs' first 2 playoff games with a calf injury, and he played only 23 snaps in Super Bowl 55, in which he made 1 catch for 13 yards. He was limited to 10 regular season games as he dealt with calf and hamstring injuries. Hamstring injuries continued for him and continued to limit Watkins as a Raven in 2021. In just 13 appearances, Watkins had 27 catches for 394 yards and 1 TD. So while I personally wouldn't want Sammy back on the Chiefs, I am very grateful for his contributions while on the team to help us get that ring in 2019. It is sad because he has been plagued with injuries that has affected his performance. But best of luck in your next chapter with Green Bay, Sammy. We know they have some serious needs over there in the wide receiver position with Davante Adams gone to the Raiders, and now we have MVS. So yeah, there's that. And then Hall of Fame wide receiver Michael Irvin spoke with New York Post Ryan Glasspiegel the other day and ended up talking about Tyreek Hill and Davante Adams. He said he's happy for both of them making the money that they are making, saying it's exciting to see how much the NFL has grown over the years. Back when he played in the league, the salary cap was $60 to $80 million, and in 1995, Irvin actually signed what was then a gigantic NFL contract for 5 years, totaling $15 million. From there, he switches gears though. While he is happy for them, he still can't believe they left QBs like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers to go play for QBs like Tua and Derek Carr. You left Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes? I don't know if I could have ever left Troy Aikman. I don't think I could have done that. He mentioned that living in nice weather places like Miami or Las Vegas may have helped factor into those receivers' decisions, but then he said this: you can still go live there in your house in the offseason, but I'm not leaving those quarterbacks. Let's see how this plays out. You're making $30 million and you can have houses in 2 places. I think the most important thing is taking care of what's on the football field. They had some great quarterbacks. I'm interested in seeing how it works out with Tua and Carr, but it's surely not Mahomes and Rodgers. If you make that move, do you shorten the time you're making $30 million a year because all of a sudden you're not making the same impact? This is a meritocracy. If you're not putting up the numbers to support that $30 million, they'll come for you, just like Dallas did with Amari Cooper and his $20 million. It would have been hard for me to make a business decision on leaving those quarterbacks. So yeah. What do you guys think about what Michael Irvin said here? Do you like his mentality on loyalty, but also wanting to play for the best QBs in the league? He did subtly diss Carr and Tua, but it's reality. Mahomes and Rodgers are the best of the best in the league, and Hill and Adams left them for lesser QBs, but a handful million more dollars per year. When they look back in a few years' time, will they regret that decision? Will they always wonder what if in regards to if they had taken the deals with their former teams and stayed with the greats for a bit less money? Even more specific to Tyreek Hill, could it hurt his legacy? He put up monster numbers every year, even did great with Alex Smith, but let's be honest here, Tua is not even on Alex Smith's level of play. The only way we will know the answer to some of these questions above is to look back on this in a few years' time and see how it all plays out. And then Matt Connor of Arrowhead Addict came out with an article that says Derek Carr's extension was the right move given Raiders' competitive posture. Sure, Derek Carr has only won one playoff game, only has one postseason TD, and has 57 wins and 70 losses on his 8-year career, but the blame cannot fully be on Derek Carr, let's be honest here. Let's take a look at Matt Stafford, for example. If you look at his record with the Lions, it's 74 wins, 90 losses, and a tie. On the outside, you would look at that and say he doesn't really have what it takes, even though he's put up great numbers every year. Stafford also had 0 playoff wins with the Lions in 13 seasons. He was 0 wins, 3 losses, lost all 3 games. But then you put him on a team that is set up to win and he gets a Super Bowl ring. Now, I'm not saying the Raiders are going to win a Super Bowl. God, I hope not. But the Raiders have a new coach and have made some big offseason moves this year. And this is where Matt Connor's take has some valid points. He says this: the truth is that the Raiders have made the right move to extend Derek Carr if they wanted to go all in. You don't trade for Devontae Adams and then pull the slot machine lever at quarterback. You don't pay an engaging veteran like Chandler Jones big money if you're going to tax the defense with carrying the team. Instead, you surround a 3-time Pro Bowler with more talent than you've ever before. You provide him with some stability and competence on the sidelines. You give him a chance to win more in his 30s than he ever could in his 20s due to a dumpster fire of organizational history. That's what the Raiders have done here, for better or worse. The Raiders might surprise the AFC after a flurry of offseason activity. They might also finish 4th in the AFC West once again. But if fighting for a playoff spot is the goal, then extending Derek Carr was the right path to take. Regardless of the jokes you hear, it was a sound decision given the circumstances. So yeah, I think sometimes I'm too hard on Carr because he is a Raider, but at the end of the day, he is a good quarterback, not elite, but a very solid QB. We will see how things pan out for him this season. And on the subject of Derek Carr, this is what he had to say on the question of, do you think you can win a playoff game? He said, yeah, that's ridiculous. Just because we haven't won a playoff game, just because we had one chance and we lost in the last series of a game to the AFC champions, yeah, I think we can win a playoff game. It just shows you how close we were. But with that said, 55% of the teams that make the playoffs the next year don't. So the odds are against us. I like that kind of thought process better, so I'm going to keep that underdog mentality and kind of that chip on the shoulder mindset. I guess we will see, Derek Carr. Keep that chip on the shoulder, maybe even on both shoulders, because you're going to need it next season, that's for sure. The AFC West is playing 0 games this year, and every game is going to matter. Every single one. You have Mahomes, you got Herbert, and yeah, you got Carr, but he has some crazy weapons, and they've been stacking up. So I'm excited for this NFL season, that is for sure, 100%. In other NFL news, this is worth noting. Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is adamant about getting a new contract before hitting the field for the 2022 season, and he's not expected to play unless he gets a new deal. Well, the Cardinals have yet to make a contract offer to Murray, whose agent Eric Burkhart informed the team weeks ago he was pulling his opening proposal off the table. It's been a drama-filled offseason for Murray and the Cards, beginning after the Pro Bowl when Murray scrubbed his social media of Cardinals photos. The team replied in kind before the sides later reconciled, hoping to move forward. Murray noted last month he wasn't worried about his future as a Cardinal, but since, however, there have apparently been no strides made toward a new deal, with Murray set to make around $5.5 million in the 4th year of his rookie contract. The 25-year-old 2-time Pro Bowler got off to a hot start in 21, looking like an MVP candidate before missing 3 games due to injury. Murray and the Cards struggled down the stretch, backing into the postseason and getting blown out in the Super Wildcard round by the eventual Super Bowl champion LA Rams. But after watching Rodgers, Watson, Stafford, and now Derek Carr sign contract extensions worth $40 million or more per year in the past month, Murray wants his freaking money. money. The Cardinals have insisted they do not plan to trade the former #1 overall pick, so we could be in for a lengthy staring match heading toward training camp in late July. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening in Arizona. What do you guys think is going to happen? They going to get a deal done? They going to trade this man? You would think they would get a deal done. Let's just be honest here, but be assured, no matter what happens, I will keep you all up to date every step of the way with this, other NFL news, and of course the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure to sub for more daily news like this and check out this video here from the previous day's news in case you missed it. So until next time, let's go. How about those